Okay, this is the ultimate Fanatec rig. I don't think it gets any better from Fanatec at the moment in sim racing, as far as I understand. I'm here with Mark, who we've chatted before on the channel. I know that you basically designed this rig.
I did.
We've got more stuff here. So we know about the M4 GT3 wheel, so
Yes.
we know about that. We've got the Podium pedals, which I've used briefly. They have you can change the elastomers.
Exchangeable elastomers and
Exactly.
stacks.
And also I noticed screw holes on the back, maybe for haptics as well, you could potentially
Possibly.
And then I'm guessing we've got the Podium DD here.
Yep, Podium DD.
So 25 Newton meters sustained. And then obviously in front of me, I've got, interestingly, kind of obscuring the dash, but I can see in a very natural way because you've actually replaced what's on the dash with this.
Exactly, and then you should just be able to see the arc of the rev lights.
Yeah. So this is the Xenon Edge. I'm probably going to call it the Edge. This is SimHub compatible. I think you can use it as probably as a monitor.
You can use it as an extra monitor. Yeah.
It's touchscreen. I don't know if you've got touch on it.
Not right now.
But I think it's going to be touchscreen enabled. So we're going to see how that is. Obviously, it's the widest one of these I've ever seen. 32:9. It looks like 60 hertz.
60 hertz. Yeah.
720p resolution vertically, and then we've got a
Stream Deck Plus.
Stream Deck Plus here with like sim racing icons, basically.
Yep.
Right?
First button is programmed for all the titles. So
Okay.
just push the first one. You see all the titles come up. We can select any title and then.
So we're
Don't do it now.
okay. So go back now.
Yep. Go back.
Okay. So get all that here, and I've got pit limiter, wipers, camera
Flash.
view.
That's camera view. Flash the lights.
So I can even go into third
Yep.
person and annoy
Yep.
everyone. Okay, but we won't do. We'll go into the one that you've set up, which is this one, right?
I believe so.
So to continue, can
And you
I
can swipe on the screen. On the screen itself, you can swipe to the right.
this?
Yeah, swipe right.
Okay.
Swipe left. You can go left, and you get more pages of
Okay. So
all the car controls.
that's all Elgato Stream Deck compatibility.
Yep.
Personally, I think it's going to be great when I see this on a wheel. I think that's going to be sick. But I can see like the journey in like it's here. So can I continue? Can I drive?
Sure.
How do I do that?
Just hit OK on the wheel.
This one you can adjust the force feedback.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What, how does that? Do I need to push it or?
You can turn it. You should be able to turn it.
No, it doesn't work out.
Is it up and
Wait,
down?
wait a minute. Is that force feedback?
FFB 60. Is that FFB 60?
We go to the menu. We have the menu. You can do force feedback.
Ah, okay.
You can do it with the knob as well.
Sorry,
So we got it on 60% now.
Okay. Is that what's NDP? I don't know. But anyway, I can see that I can.
Yeah.
There'll be ability there to change it on the
Yep.
fly, which is pretty
Yep.
cool. Okay. Rather than doing it in the little screen here, like FFB and like
Yeah. So you don't need to
Breakforce.
use the wheel menu.
Okay,
So hit OK. You should be right. It's not on automatic.
right.
It's working.
So-
I don't know.
Mark, we're talking
Yes,
about the ultimate Fanatec sim rig. Like, this is the best Fanatec can do, really. So it's it's high stakes here, like a lot of competition. The throttle feels, I quite like it. There's a lot of resistance.
Yes, I did that myself.
Is that a personal thing for you?
Personal preference.
And then that come from how these cars are in real life, or that's different to how a lot of pedals have it. They have a very often not a lot of resistance.
Yeah, well, I think it's also helpful for people trying this for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
They're not over applying the gas, so they have to actually make a conscious
Do I
effort.
have my pit limiter on?
Now it's off.
Nice. Okay, and I'm going to hit the brake here at Lacombe. What have you done on there's so much adjustability right on the
We've
podium
got
pedals?
two preload springs at the top and two heavy elastomers at the bottom.
Yeah.
So right now you've got a little bit of travel and then you end up, in the load cell.
So this is a very different setup to what I normally have. I can see, and I guess this is your personal preference, and everyone has different personal preference.
Yep.
Not a lot of road feel, I would say, right? It seems to be all about the load in the corner.
Yep, it's
for me.
right in the
So
corner.
you want to feel like what the tyres, how much grip
Exactly.
there is. Okay, cool. But you can adjust that, right? And
Absolutely.
especially when there's full force available.
Yep. When full force is available, you'll be able to feel even more granular effects from the road.
And last time I was driving this base, I was driving it in iRacing.
Right.
And here in ACC, it feels like a very smooth experience, actually. I'm surprised about how refined it is. The obvious question mark is going to be, is 25 Newton meters? No one can really pull 25 Newton meters sustained through their arms.
There's one guy on Instagram that does it.
Oh, is that the guy, the big muscly guy?
Huge bloke.
Yeah.
He uses it for a workout.
I want to remix some content where I like switch to 25 Newton meters tandem. But this obviously you can see that I'm driving here.
Yep.
So what have you done in both the Fanatec settings for the base and what have you done in ACC?
In ACC, we've just got the standard setting. Actually, I've left it almost bog standard. So this is how it comes out of the box.
Okay.
The only thing that's changes the force feedback itself.
So in terms of the strength, what are you doing?
We're doing 60% of 25 Newton meters right now.
Okay. I can see a little bit that I need to probably you've adjust this again for you like perfectly, but I would want to see the rev bar just a little bit more.
Yeah.
But again, you can just adjust the
That's just with the pitch of the image.
Oh, okay.
So I can pitch it up a bit more and then you'll see more.
So the screen is kind of fixed, but you can just move the image up.
Yep.
Okay. And it just peaks over. And then the screen is pretty crazy. Like I've never used a DDU like this ever. Obviously, a lot of wheels, Mark, have the screen in the wheel.
That's right.
Is this a different approach from?
This is for more immersion, I believe.
Okay.
So people that get the sense that the dash is actually coming out of the car and into your environment instead of having everything on the screen.
And obviously, it's way bigger than anything you could get in a wheel, right?
Yep, absolutely.
And is this dashboard here?
This is the M4 GT.
So this basically replicates what you would have in the car. But you could do what kind of cool stuff could I do on the screen?
Well, you could do any type of dash. You could even use an analog setup with
dials and stuff.
like a Porsche.
Yeah.
Porsche 911.
So could I pull SimHub just straight on this?
You can. It's running SimHub right now.
Okay.
And we've got it matched up to IQ, and then we have the pedals queued to the lights that are under the rig.
Yeah.
Which adds more immersion for the people that are watching as well.
Okay, and then we're on the Fanatec ClubSport GT cockpit, which I think maybe came out about a year ago.
Yeah, it was actually launched here last year.
And how's that been then? How's the reception been? It's a new product? Sold out. As in it has sold out at times or it's sold out now?
It's almost constantly sold out.
So you're going to be making more?
I hope so.
And what's the most popular colour, white or black?
White.
Yeah, I tell people to get the white.
Yeah, I think white's outselling like 2-to-1.
And what about the accessories? Because you've got the PC stand,
Yeah,
you've
got
got
the PC tray there.
But in terms of what sells, like what do people normally get?
PC tray's a big seller, and shifter mounts are a big seller.
Both sides, or people just get one side?
A lot of people just get one side.
Okay.
And then the monitor stand as well, that's starting to come online, so that's selling a few more units as well.
So is this all on the freestanding one, or is that one on the integrated?
It's all on the freestanding
one.
Okay. And obviously we can add a fourth monitor at the top if we want.
So I would say that compared to other stuff, I mean, this is going to be, this is pricey, this wheel, this is pricey, the pedals, the base. Compared to other equipment that I use at that price range, this, and I know you're very good at setting stuff up, feels very smooth, I would say. It feels like anyone here at CES is going to be able to jump in and have a good experience.
Oh yeah, they'll all be able to enjoy it properly.
But I know a lot of like extreme sim racers, they want to be going through here like this and feeling all this. You can see when I'm driving, I'm not getting any
you're not getting too much
vibration. So
feedback.
Is that also kind of a philosophy with Fanatec? Because I noticed it with the ClubSport DD Plus in Gran Turismo, for example, and the GT DD Pro, that they're quite smooth. They deliver it quite smooth. Is that kind of
I think that's their underlying goal, is to make it a smoother experience for everyone.
Okay. And then finally, I've got the red lights here, which we haven't spoken about yet. So let me know in the comments, put a red light emoji if you saw this. But I can see that you've hooked up. I will say there are other brands that have LEDs in the pedals themselves.
Yep.
But obviously you can't see them when your foot's on the pedal.
Exactly.
Which is interesting.
So now you get the glow under the rig.
Okay. So I can immediately see it's cool. I've seen some cockpits have a brake light in the back, which I think is like ridiculously cool, even though you can't see it.
Yeah.
But I'm just thinking about the maybe applications of stuff like AI and coaching. And so when I come in here to La Source, I normally brake. There's like normally a little board here, isn't there?
Yep. Yeah, I use the orange pole.
Yeah. So I'm normally braking, and obviously you want to try and often get as close on the inside here.
Almost hit it.
Yeah. So this could maybe tell you where to brake. Presumably. That's all built in. And is that what kind of strips we're running here? And how's that going?
These are Corsair light strips.
Okay. And is that people can do that now?
You can buy these strips. They're magnetic. They can stick to the rig.
But can people do what I've got here right now?
Yeah, the software's there.
Okay.
So, SimHub, IQ, that's all you need.
So I'm going to set ourselves a challenge because you have a video where you built this rig.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure everyone who's ever bought this rig has watched that video. So you can probably see some of the sales by their views in the video. It's about 4 minutes long.
Yeah.
I think it took me like well over an hour to build this rig. So how long did it take you to connect these lights and do everything like that?
To do this was like probably half an hour.
Half an hour. So how long do you think I should be able to do it in?
Same.
I think I've got to dub. If I
You'll
can,
have to tap into the motherboard though, right? On the PC.
I can do that. I can do that. I'm cool. Okay, I think an hour. So that'll be another video. We'll see whether we can replicate this in an hour. And I think it's going to be super cool for content, obviously.
Oh yeah.
But also maybe practical application for getting faster as well. Thank you so much, Mark. It's great sitting in your Cockpit again. And let me know what you think of this in the comments.